What is up, my legends? It's Scion. We are back, and I want to do something really special. Now, I want to put a disclaimer in this that all of this can get thrown out at the time of launch, but as of right now, compared to the resources that we have, this is pretty much what's going on. And what I'm talking about now is which emulator is best to use for Overhit. And phones. I'm gonna talk about phones too, and I'm doing it based off of my phone that I currently have, and you guys may have different phones and stuff like that. So we're going to talk about that after this. As far as emulators, the best emulator that runs Overhit right now is Nox. Nox, with this version that you see me with right now, Nox, Android 7. It could be Android 7 or 5. It doesn't really matter. It worked on Android 5 too, but I found on Android 7, even with this darken a little bit, let's bring up, even with this darken, you can kind of tell a little bit of the fidelity difference between the two. And one of the reasons is that Nox uses a different type of graphic engine than LDPlayer, so it can pull out a little bit more HD on the graphics, but at the cost of resources. That's what some people don't like Nox, and initially I don't like Nox either, except for high fidelity games. And what high fidelity means is basically HD graphics and 60 FPS. And Nox does an excellent job of that. Nox probably does the best job out of all the emulators when it comes to HD, unless you're talking about something that is directly from a cell phone going to a computer. Like certain things like that to get high fidelity, some of those actually work extremely well. The new system that that Android has right now, the streaming system, is probably the best right now when it comes to actually bringing, cell phone quality over to the PC. But you literally have to have like all the next gen phones, like generation 10 and stuff like that, iPhone XR. I'm forgetting whatever the hell that is, but that stuff is all like literally $500 and up phones that you need to do stuff like that, and a lot of people don't have money for that. So let's talk about this. Not the resources, and what I'm actually using right now is middle core CPU. Of course, the higher cores that you can give it, the better. It's on 2 right now because I have 3 different emulators up, and they're all using 2 core. So I don't want to, kill my computer trying to make this video, because I also have to record it at 60 FPS right now too, so you guys can see it properly. But I'm running middle core 2 CPU, 2 core CPU, 2048 MB. We're on tablet right now. That could be anything, but this is important right here. Compatible OpenGL for Nox. It doesn't really work with the other ones. Like, you start getting those graphical glitches, and I actually tested this on the Canadian and Australian version, and I'm gonna tell you in a bit why I'm not showing it. Yeah, so pretty much like Nox really runs the best. The video is probably over at this point when it comes to that, but still have to talk about the other versions. LDPlayer. I'm just reading the name. LDPlayer works, and it doesn't crash ever. I've had Nox crash a few times, but Nox just crashes. That's just Nox. Like, I don't think that's the game's fault. I just think that Nox overdoes it sometimes, and then it just crashes. But I've never seen an LDPlayer crash at all when it comes to Overhit in any time or duration. This is my reroll account, and this is just the one, the for fun one that I had. So I've never seen LDPlayer crash when they came on this. So if you want to go with just a step down in the graphics, then I'll show you my resources here. Oh wait, already there. Again, 2 cores, everything else like that. I'm doing it 1600 by 900, 240 DPI. Everything else, this is what I'm doing here, just in case you care about that stuff. And here's the phone that is emulating and everything else, so you guys can see, because sometimes I might give you a preset and it not work, and you just need to change the preset. Mainly change it to a Samsung and you're fine. And there you go with everything else. All right, and actually, BlueStacks is the worst out of all of them when it comes to quality, and BlueStacks crashes as much as Knox. I don't know why. It works. If you can't get any of these other two, like there's a bunch of emulators out here, but this is the top 3 for me. Right now, BlueStacks, out of all the 3 of them, probably has the biggest problem with Overhit right now, and it's unfortunate because I like BlueStacks and I like it as a use as an emulator. But right now, this is one of the reasons why I haven't even logged in on this one, because I kind of don't have to, but I felt that I wanted to show it just in case the other 2 don't work, because everybody's computer is different, and sometimes computers can't handle certain things. I have a really good computer, so I can handle all 3 of them working at the same time. So pretty much what you can do right here with BlueStacks is maybe lower the resources on BlueStacks a little bit so it can handle it without glitching. Also, historically, BlueStacks has a problem with playing the scenes. Like it'll start blacking out the scenes and stuff like that. It has the same problem with Durango, which is also a Nexon game. I think it might be a Nexon thing because it also had a little bit of problem with MapleStory. So I was like, unfortunate. Now, as far as my the phone situation, Overhit is a large game. So if you have a phone that has like only 16 gigs of space, that is not enough, most likely. Like you're gonna be in trouble. You're gonna have to, you know, find something else, or find like get an SD card or something like that, because Overhit takes a lot of space. And most phones, even if they have 16 gigs, they take up literally like half of that, and Overhit is going to take up the rest of that. You're not going to have much left for processing, so then your game is just going to lag at that point. Even if you get it onto the phone, if you like just take out everything else and degrade everything else, it's just not going to end up good for you at that point in time. I have an S8. S8 works fine. I tried my friend's phone, her phone. She has a S10, and it worked even better on the S10, like crazily better on the S10. And we're talking about the Canadian version of Overhit. Now, the reason why I was saying at the beginning of the video disclaimer, because they are claiming that the Overhit that's coming in 4 days now is going to be different from this Overhit. Like it's going to have more features and stuff like that, which usually means a different working code. And if it's a different working code, all of this might go out the window because it might not work on any of these emulators, or they might do something to make it not work on these emulators, because companies have been known to do stuff like that as well. We'll probably still figure out how to play, but you know, I'm just putting it out there just in case it happens. They probably won't do that because I'm pretty sure Nexon doesn't want to do stuff like that. They're pretty good when it comes to the whole emulator thing. I know people give them flack for other shit, but when it comes to emulator, they kind of embrace it and allow us, and they know that I'm specifically recording on it and have no problem with it because I'm sponsored with Durango with them and MapleStory, and they literally know and send me like the APK and say, hey, you know, tell me what you think, does it work and stuff like that. So I don't think they're going to do that with Overhit. Now, with that said, I had people in the comment section and asked me, why haven't I covered the Overhit that's in Canada and Australia? If you guys remember, I did 2 videos on it about a month and a half ago, just talking about it, and then I told you guys what to do and how to do it, and then I stopped there. The reason being is because I work with Nexon with other games, and I was literally told, like, hey, could you not show people how to bypass the VPN and do videos on that? We don't feel comfortable with that. When a company says that, and literally it's probably in the TOS, which I looked and it is in the TOS. When they say stuff like that, I say, okay, fine. Like historically, Nexon has allowed me into a lot of games early. Like they just recently, now they did it with Durango. They did it with MapleStory. They did it with the MapleStory 2 on that or stuff like that. Like I have pretty high viewed videos like that. So when a company would, like, you know, ask me, not disrespectfully, say, hey, we don't want you to do something like that, you know, I kind of like me making a video, me making the videos does not make up for like just disrespecting the company for no reason. There's no money is not worth it at the end of the day, just to disrespect a relationship with a company. So I said, you know, if you don't want me to do it, then I'll just wait to global. So you guys are global. And that's what I said in the last video that I did for the Canadian and Australia. Other people can do it, but when you're pressed, you have to kind of do things differently. I'm not a normal YouTuber to just get away with just doing what the hell I want to do, because it's not professional. Companies won't work with you if they see you disrespect another company. When they, like if a company asks you, hey, don't do this, and we don't like it, and I'd be like, man, I'm a YouTuber, I get views, son, and just do the video anyway. Other companies won't work with you. That's not a good look. So that's why you haven't seen me do anything with the Canadian, Australian Overhit. And I tend to do that with other games too. You guys remember with Naruto Online in the Chinese version, Tencent literally asked me not to teach people how to get Chinese accounts. And I was like, bro, they go over to the Chinese server and spend money. like people figured out how to spend money. Like, why is this a problem? And it's like, well, you're violating Chinese government law. We don't want anybody to get in trouble. And then I was like, okay, well, you know, that's kind of different. Like, I'm not trying to get extradited to China. So that's why if you see people in the comments say, hey, I play in China and Naruto Online, that's why I don't do it. And I don't tell anybody how to do it. I point people to the American Tencent site and say, hey, you can make an account here and then transfer it over. But I don't teach anybody how to make a Chinese account, because that's illegal. And the same thing like with this. If, you know, Nexon says, hey, you know, we don't like that, then so we only have 4 days left anyway, so it kind of doesn't matter. The videos that I would have made, they probably would have made like 3 or 4 videos, and then whatever. It kind of doesn't matter. I'll do it at launch. I got more than enough ideas and things that I need to do, and stuff that Nexon wants me to actually do, that I don't need to actually disrespect them and make videos before they want me to make them. So it's fine. So I hope everybody understands that. And all right, just you can see the version of Nox that I have right here. What version is this? Let's go. Isn't there no about? There's supposed to be out. Let's go to help. I'm pretty sure there is a about. I'm just not remembering where it's at. Let's see here. The settings. There we go. This is the version right here that I have. And go here. Go basic. Where's the version for this at? I'm gonna end this. There we go. And here, oh, this doesn't have the about here. What the hell, LD? Alright, whatever. Just get the latest LDPlayer. Like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys next video. Follow me Twitch, Twitter, and Discord. Links will be in the description. If you want to be first in the notification squad, hit that notification bell. And I'm going to close all this shit because I don't need 3 different emulators running. Peace.